Hello, guys, and welcome to 21metrics podcast. I'm here today with OG Fabio Bossi. Welcome, Fabio, to the podcast.
Hello, guys. Glad to be here.
Awesome to see you. So, Fabio has vast experience in crypto. I don't know, where did you begin? Maybe very early, I think, 2014 or something like that. Like,
11,
y- yeah, 11, 11.
2000, 2011. I attended the very first European Bitcoin conference in Prague when Vitalik Buterin was writing for Bitcoin magazine.
All right, yeah. Before he pivoted to Ethereum in like maybe 15, 16, something like that. So he was a
Yeah,
Bitcoiner before. That's
yes.
very interesting. So you have almost like a 15-year experience soon. So that's quite a lot. You have seen a lot. You have seen Bitcoin rising and altcoins. Uh, uh, all like the market cycles. So that's very interesting. But yeah, let's move forward. So first, please check our partner SideShift.ai, the easiest place to shift your crypto. But yeah, what do you think about the market, Fabio? We are right now at like 90K. To be honest, to me it looks a bit weak, or like, of course we're still like pretty high at 90K level, or how do you see it? Could we even have like a deeper correction here? Right now we are seeing selling pressure from retail. Actually, like whales are buying, like the brown indicator. It's about whales. So like they have some accumulation going on, but basically everyone else is selling, especially retail. So how do you see it playing out, Fabio? Or do you have a opinion on that?
Yeah, in general, I tend to be rather agnostic as I'm not a big chartist, but I consume several chartists and they all say it looks weak, and the general sentiment is weakish, let's say. So it looks like above 100K. The especially the OGs, which you can see on chain, they seem to be rather on the sell side. But on the other hand, I mean, we have a lot of treasury companies popping up, but they, on the other hand, have recently got into some troubles with their MNAV dropping, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a maximalist, and I never was. I got interested in Bitcoin because I was a gold bug, and then never stopped loving gold as well. So I think I'm pretty well diversified for anything that might happen. But yeah, I tend to be on the. I don't buy Bitcoin right now. To be clear.
Yeah, interesting. So you found Bitcoin while being a gold bug. So I think you can agree that they share like the similar scarcity features. Then both are like uh, scarce money or scarce assets. So that's interesting. Yeah, I think we might go lower. Like if you look at like the previous cycle peak of 21, it was at 69K. So I think we might correct to like 69, 70K easily here. And now it's like a sideways market. It's hard to trade Bitcoin, hard to buy anything, to be honest. But then again, like in the previous podcast this week, we discussed that like Bitcoin's features are still the same. I have this friend who used to live in Bangkok, and he said that he has been like investing in Bitcoin for a long time, and he says that like it's optimal for cross-border transactions. So if you live in like many places, you have like multiple companies in different locations. Of course, like Bitcoin still, you just like own your Bitcoin and take it with you, and it's one of these um, uh, like optimal use case for that. If you compare that to physical gold, it's a lot harder to move your gold bars from Bangkok to Switzerland, for example. They're about to ask a lot of questions about it. While with Bitcoin, you can just have your piece of code or whatever, your treasure, or how do you want to use it. It's very easy. So I think like that's still the like sovereign wealth use case for Bitcoin, and it doesn't like really matter if Bitcoin is then like 100k or 50k. Of course, if you bought the peak of 126k, then you're now down like minus 30%, 35. It's quite a lot. But if you have been holding for a long time, it doesn't really matter that much if it's like 100 or 70k, right? If you're a real Bitcoiner, it doesn't like.
Exactly. I mean, as Satoshi once put it, the one property of Bitcoin compared to gold, the magical communication channel.
Yeah,
You can transfer. You can use it for transfer. That's obviously still valid.
yeah,
And I mean, in the Bitcoin world, a drawdown of 30% is not really that much. I mean, if I look at past drawdowns, and then if you think, I mean, where were we 5 years ago? Like we dropped to 3K, I think, at some point.
yeah,
So the problem is, I think the air is getting thinner now. Like uh, in I always explain Bitcoin as a startup money.
mm,
And in the startup phase, you have the rapid growth phase, and at 10x, like from 10 to 100, and then from it was possible, and then it got the attention of many the speculators, etc., by myself included. But now, I mean, the next 10x would be 1 million per Bitcoin,
yeah,
and we would get close in total market cap to gold, actually.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Per day, it would be close. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and and also, as I mean, I'm in Switzerland, so that's not as bad as all the countries surrounding me. It has the USSR, the European Union. But over there, it has become quite a hassle to receive Bitcoin with all the KYC and AML, and how do you actually convert your Bitcoin back into the local fiat money if you want, because you might get asked a lot of questions by your bank, and where do you get the Bitcoins from, and so it has gotten much tougher and less libertarian than it used to be, and that's by the way, regarding the general crypto market, the privacy coin narrative had
yes.
some traction. I mean, Zcash
Yeah,
corrected pretty hard now, but
yeah. Yeah, in this recent Finnish podcast, we just like discussed that. Okay, like Bitcoin used to be this like rebel money, or like rebel project, like when like we had this embassy before, like previous years. But right now, it's more like it's approved by Wall Street and Trump's government and like basically everybody. And is it still like rebel money, or is some of that? I mean, like Bitcoin has now reached the like success, like 100k is like the huge achievement, but has Bitcoin now lost some of this like rebel like vibe, or is it like or would we have like people then moving to, I don't know, like Monero or something like that? It's of course it's not the same, but in a way like it's a bit different now than it used to be before.
uh, I would say so, but it's actually something positive. I mean, that's what we always wished for. To Because money. There, I mean, I understand what you mean by rebel money, but
Yeah,
money is just money. Like money doesn't care if we use it or some criminal or whatever. It's a medium of exchange,
yes,
and it's it has grown respected. I mean, we both remember the days when we were worrying that Bitcoin might go to zero.
yeah,
I think, yeah, that's over, because I mean, it might crash hard, but it would still have some collectible value as the very first crypto, etc. So and there are so many actual true believers and dip buyers, and now we have ETFs, and there are recurring investment like in the US, people buying Bitcoin for their 401k plans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, to as a Bitcoin OG, it's actually good news that we are not, because remember back in the days we were complaining, they call us money for criminals, etc.
Yeah.
And we didn't like that either.
The whole thing now they have accepted it, but yeah. So that's right. If you like, I think the spot price from another angle, like take another approach to it, like if Bitcoin would drop like to 50k, for example, like 50,000 euros, as you said that from 100k, it will be like 10x or maybe 15x to a market cap parity with gold. Then like if it would correct to 50k or even lower, then also like the upside is bigger again. So it's kind of like, it's also kind of, you could see it as a positive. Of course, if you bought the peak of 126k, then you might not see it. But in this sense, like it also makes it different, because you can then see that there's always like this kind of realistic upside, in my opinion. Of course, like somebody could say that it's like the upside is unlimited. Of course it could be, but I see like the market cap parity with gold as like a realistic target. And then it's like you have more upside if Bitcoin corrects more. So you
Yeah.
see both sides again there. So
Yeah, and you always have to say, yeah, unlimited upside compared to what? I mean, as long as the US dollar doesn't go into hyperinflation,
yeah.
there is some limit. And I remember earlier this year, or maybe it was last year, the first time that Bitcoin's market cap actually crossed silver. So I mean, that's a huge success. If someone had told me in 2011 that all Bitcoins would be worse than one day more than all the silver,
Yeah.
I would have bought a lot more. And okay, now this year, Poor Man's Gold has performed quite well,
Yes.
and I follow the discussions online on X when Peter Schiffs argues with the Bitcoin maxis and vice versa, and I never really got it, because to me it's all free market money,
Yeah.
and I'm all for free market money competition.
Yeah.
And there's
Vote. Let the market vote. So why to?
exactly, and perfect money only exists in theory. There is no perfect money. I mean, if one could send gold on a communication channel like Bitcoin, maybe that would be the perfect money. Maybe Tether Gold is the perfect money now.
Yeah.
But then you still have the centralized storage. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as you said, that Bitcoin has had like huge success like during recent years, and if you look at like to 23, 24, we had these ETFs, like many people anticipated them, a lot of like successes, but maybe we are kind of like in this inflection point currently that okay, now you have ETFs, now you have DATs, the treasury companies, and you have approval of everybody basically, especially in the US. But the question is that, okay, let's say that we would hope that Bitcoin would reach like 200k or some magical target. Okay, I hope it, but then the question is that where's this new liquidity coming from? Like who are the like new buyers? It's going to be retail or institutions or what? So maybe this is like the question, because in each cycle you have had this like new narrative. In 17 you had this ICO, so I think a lot of money flowed into this many were pretty scammy or sketchy, but anyways, to these ICOs, and then back to Bitcoin, and it's kind of like this cycle. Then in 21 we had like uh, altcoins, and just like overall, I think Bitcoin's correlated with like technology stocks. But now and then we had these ETFs and treasuries. But yeah, what's the next thing? It could be anything, and yeah, that's the question. So at least we need a lot of new investors in order to the spot price to reach new highs.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, Bitcoin started as electronic cash, so digital money, and in my understanding, money is not supposed to be the best performing asset or investment. So
Yeah,
if we are slowly entering the plateau phase of Bitcoin, why not? I mean, it's bad for people chasing 10x potential,
yeah,
but uh, my impression is that a lot of people are now buying Bitcoin not because they want to 10x their fiat, but
yeah,
to preserve their purchasing power.
yeah,
And of course, if we now have a repeat of past cycles with a 70% drawdown, it will burn a lot of people.
mm,
And many people will say, "Oh, then it's not money, etc." But I
yeah,
mean, look at past drawdowns in gold and especially silver.
yeah,
This whole stability illusion is a bit of a mind trap, in my opinion. I mean, if we as Europeans, or here in Switzerland, the Swiss with Swiss francs, if we always calculate everything in euro, I mean, of course the euro is stable because it's always 1 euro, but you can say the same for a Bitcoin, and it
yeah,
always depends what you can buy. But I mean, the ratios are keep changing. We recently had, like a couple of months ago, we had a historically high gold silver ratio of over
yeah,
100. That is basically unheard of in the history of humanity. Now it crashed back to, I think, 70 or something.
yeah,
But 15 years ago, we were at 40. Some people say the historical average is 15. Others say the in the ground ratio is actually 7-1. So it's, who knows where that will end. And on the other hand, now a barrel of oil in silver is the cheapest it has ever been. Like 1 ounce of silver buys you one barrel of oil. So maybe now oil is cheap and silver is expensive. What do I know? I mean, that's exactly why one should, or at least maybe not one. If one knows every precisely what's going to happen, you don't need to diversify. If you're clueless as I am, it's smarter to not put all eggs in one basket.
yeah, yeah, yeah. These are wise words, and as you said, that you're not a maximalist. You support Bitcoin and crypto, but you can change your mind, and I think that's this is like the approach of a wise investor, that you're like constantly monitoring the market, and then you can
Yeah,
do,
and
yeah. What do you think?
especially in a narrative driven market like crypto. Like uh, I think, may double check me if I'm wrong, but I think this year Bitcoin Cash has outperformed Bitcoin, and some Monero probably has too. So who knows if the internet decides that they don't like Michael Saylor anymore, and it's somehow not cool to be a
Yeah,
Bitcoiner anymore.
yeah,
Who knows what can happen? I mean,
that's right. Yeah, it's a very narrative driven market, as you said. It's yeah, well said, and yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Um, so what do you think about like Tether? It's a huge company, and like one of these big success stories in the industry, and they're of course known for their USD stablecoin USDT. But recently they have been now buying gold. What do you think about this? I think that they're not like selling Bitcoin in order to buy gold, but then again, like this seems kind of like some kind of pivot, or at least they want to diversify um, to gold, and they also like buying farmland and everything. I think it's wise because they have a huge cash reserves, and it's like a huge company. So of course you want to diversify. How do you see this playing out, or is this more like a new direction, or just like that they want to diversify into gold, or what's your opinion on this?
I mean, they make a huge lot of money from the US dollar interest they earn on their treasuries.
Yeah,
And they have to do something with that money. And I think it's a smart move to diversify in precious metals, for example, because Tether is obviously not a big believer in fiat money. And they also recently invested in a company I own some shares in, a royalty company. So that's a company that holds royalties and streaming returns. So they let's say you have a gold mine, a gold explorer, and you need some money to build the mine. You can say, oh, here, dear royalty company, you get a certain amount, like 1% of all the gold we're gonna mine in this area,
yeah,
and that becomes an asset you can hold. And
mm,
um, there are some royalty companies, and they bought a small cap one that recently acquired um, another small royalty company,
mm,
and that's in my opinion a very smart move. And so they don't even have to buy all their gold on the market. They can get it through the royalties they now own.
yeah,
And their gold token is has become quite large.
yeah.
And they're also, yeah, yeah, you have the chart there. They're
This is what.
starting to become a quite significant gold holder.
Yeah.
They don't have any silver yet. That's a bit sad. I'd love to have some tokenized silver other than my Kinesis silver.
Yeah, this story is about how much gold they bought in Q3, like the third quarter. So that's quite a lot. So more than the like many nation states who have been accumulating it. So there is kind of like, could you describe it as like a digital nation or something like that? But it's at least on the same level, and it's basically being led by one guy. But yeah, it's interesting. So we are in yeah, this new paradigm in which you have these like, yeah, huge companies like Tether, like technology companies who are like now rivaling maybe one of these like nation states. And like, it's also like maybe a philosophical question, maybe this is a bit off topic now, but are we in this future that we could see like companies like Tether rivaling these like nation states? We had Turkey there and some like other countries. So the question is, are they so powerful that they actually like rival these nation states, or get their own armies or whatever? This is almost like from a movie, you know. You have like this like Tether army against some. If there would be like some, you know, geopolitical tensions or whatever, they could like, you know, I don't know. This is a bit, you know, off topic, but still, at least
Yep.
they are powerful. You can say that. So nobody knows where this is going.
They seem to have become too big to fail by now. I mean, not only do they hold a significant amount of gold, but they are also among the largest holders of US treasuries. Like they hold more than many nation states. And to be honest, yeah, I've always been very skeptical of Tether. You might remember the days when people were discussing about their balance sheet and do they actually hold all the dollars they claim they do,
Yeah.
and the Bitfinex problems. But on the other hand, I mean, I've watched a couple of interviews with Paolo Arduino, and I must say, yeah, he's a great guy, and
Great guy, yeah. Yeah.
I mean the way they managed the whole Bitfinex debacle, making the investors whole. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I'm not an auditor, and I remember seeing some stuff with the commercial debt, etc. They had backing the tether
Yeah.
years ago. I assume and I hope for the whole crypto system that by now they have become so careful, and they certainly don't want to have any problems, I guess. So I hope it's all okay. And they're
Yeah.
printing money anyway, so why scam or lie on some reserves? Like,
Yeah, but like we don't sometimes we discuss this, but it's not like that well like publicly discussed that how powerful this company is, or how powerful like Paolo actually is. Like he actually has huge power. You could, yeah, if you compare like the gold reserves, you could like compare that to like Turkey or something else. So maybe they'll get like some kind of robot army in the future, and then they will pivot in this geopolitical game like invade Venezuela. Or no, I'm just kidding, but but like some, you don't know. It will get interesting.
I looked it up. The company emitting Tether Gold is actually situated in El Salvador. So I
There, yeah,
guess they have some good connection there as well.
yes,
I know they're in very present in Lugano.
yeah,
Um,
yes,
on the crypto side, they seem to be quite Bitcoin focused, so
yeah.
not
So
anything
far
else.
they have been, but now like this year, it has been like the goal is kind of like this new pivot in a way. So we'll see. Like and of course they have their gold XAUT, their own token to back it up, and so yeah, a lot of like different interests. But I think it's just wise to diversify as such a huge company. It just like makes a lot of sense. I'm sure you agree on that. And
Yeah. I
so
mean, in a way, I'm still a bit sad that the one use case I was hoping for using crypto as money, like actually paying with it at the point of sale, that hasn't really worked out for Bitcoin and emerging markets, Africa, etc. Tether seems to have replaced. So
yes,
actually, the dollar and not Bitcoin as we hoped
yeah,
for.
yeah,
People
it's a
now pay with Tether, which is on the Tron on the Tron network.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit funny that it actually, yeah, you're right, and in Asia and in Africa, like USDT has huge demand, and I think in the end they're like meeting this infinite demand for dollars, because we can easily access USD here in Europe and in Switzerland, but in many places like Asia, Africa, they want to buy USD, but it's not that easily available. Like you need to use some bank or whatever, and it's complicated. While you can then use USDT, there's USD. So they really found this perfect spot. But it's kind of like funny that it's basically it's the dollar, which was a thing, which has been a thing, and not Bitcoin, at least yet. Of course, Bitcoin could be while using Lightning and stuff like that, but it's just not like gaining the adoption we wanted it to gain
yeah.
so far.
Is Lightning still a thing?
It has been, I think, like yeah, yeah. You have seen it being built for so many years, but I think the problem is that when using it in practice is that you need to like save some of your bitcoins before you can use the Lightning, right? You need to
Mm,
like lock in bitcoins. And it's maybe for an average user, it might be a bit too technical, a bit too complicated. Still, it's kind of like this tech bro thing. They use it, but yeah, if you think about the person in Africa, for example, I think it's a lot easier to just use this USDT token, which is basically dollar, which you trust in. So yeah, I think they found a perfect spot with that. So yeah, that's
I mean, other crypto communities like Bitcoin Cash or my old love Dash, they're still working on it. And in the US, you can actually do quite a lot with Dash,
yeah,
buying all kinds of gift cards, etc., and then it works perfectly fine. Unfortunately, during the big Bitcoin civil war, Yeah, the digital cash side lost, and the store value, and that's it. Side won, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
By the way, you're in Finland. Are you still allowed to use USDT? Because here in Switzerland, I don't have any problems. But
Actually, the current situation is that the exchanges are not allowed to offer it. So when you go to MiCA regulated exchange, they're not like selling it to you. You're going there and you want to buy USDT, and they are not just offering that. Am I allowed to use it? That's another question.
like,
Actually, I don't know, but at least
can you send it to a? Yeah, I guess you have Kraken.
yeah. I think I
Can you
can. Yeah,
send
you,
Tether USDT to Kraken in the EU?
Kraken currently not, but of course I could use other wallets, other platforms. It's still possible, like Sideshift.ai, for example. It's
Mm.
possible, but if we are following Mica, I think it's not like the platforms are not selling that, and I think I could use my own wallet. So yeah, that's at least they're trying to like restrict that the use in EU. How's in Switzerland? Like, are you allowed to, or are the platforms offering USDT still?
I, I, I don't. I wouldn't even have noticed any difference. It's still active and offered, and
Yeah,
I don't actually really understand why, because it's not like the Switzerland is not affected at all by Mika, but somehow there seems to be some difference. But
yeah, yeah. I was following Relay, this like Swiss Bitcoin company, and of course because they want to offer the platform to EU area, they're so close, and especially the German speaking countries, they got this MiCA license. I think it was like about 1 million euros, like the whole license. So that's quite a lot. But yeah, of course you go.
not for Tether.
Yeah, not for them. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, lunch money for the other. But yeah, interesting. Switzerland is still like the leading place for innovation in EU. So yeah, you have played your
By
cards
the
right.
way, apropos Tether and diversification, today I just read on Twitter that they now offered to buy Juventus,
Oh yeah,
the football club, but apparently Juventus rejected. So
yeah. Diversification into like sports too. Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, it's smart to like, yeah, and I think they want to own like real world assets to gold, precious metals, and then like farmland and whatever. So yeah, it's smart to diversify. So it also tells about like the state of maturization in the scene. So like these are now like more mature companies, and yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So but yeah, Fabio, we have now talked for 33 minutes. I think we can wrap this up. But as usual, thanks for your insights into everything, and hopefully we can have you as a guest again.
of course, always a pleasure to chat with you.
Always a pleasure, and enjoy the holidays. And also, viewers, enjoy your holiday season. See you soon. Stay
Thank
safe.
you. See you soon.
See you
Bye
soon.
bye.
Bye.